Okay, well, here we are. I'm going to do a little bit of live tonight, going over some of the stuff going on in the Ohio River Valley, uh, severe weather-wise, and maybe a little bit of Delphi. So give me a couple minutes, and I'll be back shortly.
Go for it. If I want it, I'ma go. Whether I get it or not. Yeah, I'ma take my shot. Whether I switch it or not. No wish on a star. And no regard for human life. When I'm in my soul. If I go every time in a different mode when I grind. Look at this flow, it's so divine. You know the name and look what I've designed. Put on a show until the end. Just know every time that it's a full send. That's just me, baby. I'ma tell you one thing about me, baby. I'm a baller till I fall below 6 feet, baby. If you didn't know, they know, they know, they know, they know, no.
Okay, let me try to get some stuff going here. So we have a new system that's traveling through the basic middle of the country here. And it's another low pressure system, and it's kicking up some severe storms here in Tennessee, in through the Ohio River Valley, and it's pushing east. So I will share the screen in a second. And, whoops. Wrong one.
Because I know that you could have picked somebody else because you're so
All right, so there we go.
sexy and beautiful and caring. I'ma give you what you want, baby girl. Tell me what you need. I'ma get it as a guarantee, maybe a baby, money or a diamond ring, or just be there when you bling my phone on the leg.
So we have this system here that's, you can see a spin. I'll get the water vapors soon for you, but we have some rain over here in the northeast right now, but this is out in front of that. That's from the other system that came through earlier in the week through this area here. It's just unstable environment here. And there's another system coming in the west coast right now here. Not sure if this is going to be as powerful, but this is a threat here for severe weather. So yeah. This is all these images are from the National Weather Service here. So here are some watches, some warnings here to Indiana, but most of these storms here, whenever you see like a bend like this here and that thunderhead here, these lines of storms, that's when there's a potential for a twist in the atmosphere whenever you get a bend.
Maybe that's why I have my walls up to the sky and I cut people off so prematurely now. Cause I don't wanna go down those roads anymore.
As you see him pushing through, you see these boxes here. Pretty sure these are severe thunderstorms. Anytime there's like a threat, you're going to see the potential of a red box or a cone. It doesn't necessarily mean there's a tornado in the area. It just means there's a threat of it because they have a history of causing severe damage. So they'll throw up a warning. So right in here. But you'll see the spin. There's basically a frontal boundary here setting up. So you got warm air bumping into cooler air here, and that's the line that it creates here. Because of the system itself is counterclockwise, so it's pulling air down from Canada around. So it's warm air out front, cooler air in the back, and it creates a front here. So, I got a couple more things to show you here. So let's go back. So it's about 63 degrees here in Wayne County, Indiana. But let's stop sharing this. And I'm going to
until the end, just know every time that it's a full send. That's just me, baby. I'ma tell you one thing about me, baby. I'ma fall until I fall below 60, baby.
By the way, the music you're listening to, that's my son, and I've gotten the copyright okay from him. Which okay, so this is basically where are we? The entire country here on radar, and you're going to see the reds. This is severe. They color code this stuff in here. We got gale warnings here on the East Coast. Nothing affecting us here. Like I said, that's the front that's moving out from the storms that went through Georgia the other day. But there's a new boundary setting up here. People forget tornadoes are freak accidents of nature. They don't just happen all the time. It takes a lot of elements to come into play, but it seems like the instability of this atmosphere in here right now is conducive to it because you have the Gulf of Mexico here, and this is basically like a bowl in here. So all this warm air pushes in, and if you have any fronts coming through, if this air is filling in with humid air, it's going to create front, and you're going to have, like I said, cold air and warm air don't mix very well, and then you're going to sometimes get a twist in the atmosphere, and that's exactly what's happening. But this is not the screen I want, but I just wanted to show you the basic general area of these systems, and they're pushing east. They're moving pretty quick too, so they'll be out of Indiana here pretty soon, heading into, it seems like the main threat right now is Tennessee, and this is perfect here for severe storms when they start getting in here. You usually don't see too many tornadoes up in this area here because it's just too cold. But they can happen. Connecticut gets some, especially Western Connecticut over here, gets some pretty strong storms because they're farther enough away from the coast. But when you start getting into here, New England and stuff, tornadoes are pretty much non-existent because the water temperatures here are just so cold. These upper level winds here from the oceans just shear off those cloud tops, and we get white stuff this time of the year here. Anyways, let's go back here, stop the screen here, and I'm going to go. They've redone this whole system here, so
I cut people off for some things that they've done to me. Thought that would solve my problems and bring peace to me. But all it did was make me a lonely person. But I understand people have done me wrong, left me for dead.
nobody's watching anyway, so it doesn't matter.
The best, but I guess not. They did what they needed to do.
Okay, so here's another screen here.
Maybe that's why I have my walks.
The thing is just this is not my good computer, so you're gonna have to bear with me because this computer just sucks. So this is a storm prediction center from the National Weather Service. And this is a good guide here because this is what's going to give you what's going on here with the
Nobody's perfect on this earth, yeah. Who am I to judge somebody?
So we have a valid tornado warning here. This is valid until tomorrow, 9 o'clock, Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio. That was issued, I don't know, a couple minutes ago. So this is what, if you're anywhere in any of these states, you need to be watching this here. This is the National Weather Service. This is the government issued radars and stuff. So right in here is where you're going to find this red right here. But, you know, tornadoes are pretty sporadic. I'd be surprised if you have 2 or 3 tornadoes. But, yeah. Severe thunderstorms are pretty bad too. Usually, if you don't see a lot of rain, chances are you probably got to worry about a little bit because. But this is going to push east. Once you start getting up to Great Lakes, things start to settle down a little bit here. But down in this zone here, the Tennessee. You're going to follow the same kind of track it did last week. And the temperatures are going to start going up too tomorrow. So that might fuel more storms tomorrow, but we'll see. So you have your watches, your outlooks, but these are all your tornado warnings that have been issued. Thunderstorm outlooks too. You have microbursts too, which are pretty bad, but those normally happen more up here. So let's get out of here. I want to go to another map I can show you. By the way, that's my dog. When he was, I don't know, we hadn't even gotten him yet. So this is the one we picked, and he is the dumbest thing. But he's cute, so that's why he's surviving. Let's go here. We'll go back. Let me see if I can pick it up here. Yeah, we're going to get a little bit of it here, so, but not as much as I want. But let me share this here. So this is what you would really want to look at. This is the upper level water vapor So looking down from a satellite, and this is the vapors from water that are coming up. This is what you really need to look at when you're looking at these things. The problem is, um, this is of the Gulf of Mexico. I'll get a better one in a little while about this, but so you see the pluming here. You see all this moisture coming in. This warmer air, drier air behind it. It's just you see the spin a little bit here, dropping down from this ridge here, just pushing this air, and this boundary here is not acting properly. It's bumping into each other, and that's where you start getting friction, and then you start getting, hopefully not a twist in the atmosphere, because that's what causes the tornado, which is rare, like I said, but it seems to happen in here a lot, especially this time of the year. You got a lot of boundaries coming together. It's starting to turn a little bit warmer. The days are getting longer, and there you go. So let me see if I can.
People have done me wrong, left me for dead. They should have understood the best, but I guess not. They did what they needed to do. Maybe that's why I have my walls up to the sky, and I cut people.
This computer sucks. Oh, I hate it. So I just want to smash it to pieces. My other one is just not working right. Okay, this is too far away.
Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect on this earth, yeah. Who am I to judge somebody when I'm not perfect myself, yeah. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect on this earth, yeah. Who are you to judge what I have done? And I hope you understand. Nobody's perfect.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's the this is what I was kind of looking for. So here's the upper level water vapor for what's going on. I think this is the southeastern Mississippi Valley here. This is exactly what's going on right now in the atmosphere. So this is what I go by. I'm not a big tornado guy, more of a hurricane guy. I usually cover the hurricanes in the summer months and early fall, but this is definitely a low pressure system here higher up, and it's just counterclockwise, just feeding these things here, and it's warmer air out in front of it, so it's just pushing into these, cloud tops here. And some of these can be severe. Oh my god, I hate my computer. There I am. That's me. I'm not the dog anymore. So you can see all of this stuff here. This is all dry air behind it. Right in here, and it's just feeding into this moisture here, and it's just not as bad as I don't think it was. It was a little bit worse early this week because it was really had a little bit more moisture to it, but this is still almost the same system. It's just a little bit more mild than it was last week. So we'll go back here to the regular.
Came to me for a beat, cause I know that you could have. You could have picked somebody else because you're so sexy and beautiful and can bring it. I'ma give you what you want. Baby girl, tell me what you need. I'ma get it as a guarantee. Maybe a baby, money or a diamond ring. Or just be there when you bling my phone on a late note. When you need love with that back blown, I'll be a
It's me.
backbone. Just let me know when it's set. So, you are my baby, my baby, my baby. Yeah, baby, you are my favorite, my favorite, my baby. Yeah, but now you're all gone, gone. But I'm still going strong, strong.
So we'll go back to the regular images here. Whoops.
For some things that they've done to me, thought that would solve my problems and bring peace to me, but all it did was make me alone.
So you got, this area here we were just looking at, and that's exactly what it is. Cooler air on the back side, warmer air out in front. These are, if you're in this area in the Atlantic, you're probably receiving some severe waters right now. But this more out in front of this from the other system here that's kind of lingering in here. We're getting rain and snow right now outside, actually. But it's, like I said, it's supposed to get a little bit warmer here. Hopefully, in the next couple of months. So here we go. So we got, this is the boundary again here. You got the red boxes coming up. And what you want to look for in these tornado activity areas here is a twist. These are all lightning strikes here, I think. So, you want to see like a bend in these. There's one there. I can't pause it. So maybe I can go back here. Hold on a second. It was right there. So let me see if I can. It won't let me pause it. Of course. I don't want that. And they just came out with it not too long ago. I just don't like this one here. Standard. That's the standard. See, it was right in there. I don't think you can see me. Well, maybe you can. So if you see this coming across, you see this little bend in there, and that's why that box came up. So there could have been something down on the ground there. There was another one in here, but it seemed to have split apart there. You'll see this one come across as a bend right there. Right in the last frame there, right about there. All right, so let's watch this. I guess I don't know what to tell you. This is coming out of Indiana here. This is WTHR out of
towards Cincinnati. Non-severe, but you still have some rain, the Greensburg area, and we'll go north.
By the way, this
and
what
show
she's
you
doing
that
right
line
now is
approaching
probably the hardest thing I'll
Connorsville.
ever want to
So
do in my
what's
life.
left? Newcastle, Richmond, Connorsville, Liberty, Brookville. These storms will move quickly through your area in the next 20 minutes or so. And our timeline for this coming to an end at about 1 a.m. Pretty much on point. And then we're going to transition into cleanup and assessing damage from a high impact storm that brought tornadoes, wind gusts to 70 miles per hour,
I don't think anybody
more
needs to see my face
significant
anymore.
amount of power outages, and unfortunately we're going to have some cleanup to do in the coming days. But this is what's left of the line. Are severe thunderstorm warnings in our eastern viewing area. No tornado warnings at this point. Those have ended, and I believe at this point that for the most part that threat is over. We'll watch that Versailles area in Ripley County. That by far was the strongest storm. But what's left will exit our state in the next 10, 20 minutes or so, and we'll start to quiet things down. As far as storms go, backside of the system, 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts during the day tomorrow could lead to additional power outages. And we're going to continue our coverage through the weekend. So we'll be out in neighborhoods that have sustained damage, making sure you're aware of areas to avoid, and making sure that those folks get obviously the help they need to start that cleanup process, Sean.
Yep. And Chuck and tweeting out essentially what you're saying is that we're pushing 50,000 Duke. Let me see my last check here on our AAS. It was over 5. It's probably gone up now. It's still over 5, like 5,100.
So far behind.
Duke. Duke is approaching. It's over 40. So yeah, and I suspect those numbers will continue to go up overnight tonight. We've got several areas. Sullivan, New Whiteland. There's probably going to be several areas within Johnson County. We've got around Kokomo, based on radar. We know there's been multiple in our viewing, and still technically have severe thunderstorm warnings that are ongoing right now.
There's a link to that if you go there.
Live Doppler 13 radar, we're not seeing nearly the higher velocities. We still want you to, if you're under a warning, to
see these are the velocities here.
Get out here in the next 15 minutes or so, and then everything will transition.
I'm still
overnight tonight, and into tomorrow, and we'll wait and see what happens when we do get into daylight.
Yeah,
especially especially that supercell that went through Illinois and cut through Sullivan, and that was the one that was long track.
Yeah, and even outside of that area, Ashley just giving a new report from the Gas City area of a home that collapsed on a homeowner. And then some damage reports coming out of the Swayze area. So this, I've taken radar close. Here's Gas City.
It's kind of the end here, though.
And Black Mesa. This area here, we're starting to hear of some reports of some damage, of some homes that were damaged, perhaps on a homeowner and near the Gas City area. Those storms are now in the view. And slide it east. Those storms are now about to the state line, basically on the state line. So our threat is ending, but unfortunately, some additional cleanup occurring perhaps in the Swayze and Gas City areas. So just be aware, Winchester. We've got that line of storms with a history of wind damage that's over you now. Newcastle into Economy and Richmond, Hagerstown into Cambridge City, Richmond, you're going to be next in the next 10 minutes or so with this line of storms with the potential for some additional damaging wind gusts. And to the south, let's hit up Connorsville. So Connorsville, Liberty, again, another 10, 20 minutes for you before these completely clear the state. Greensburg, we've got some storms overhead. Nothing at this point that looks tornadic, but still exists that potential for wind damage with what's left of the line of storms that moves now across the eastern part of the state.
All right, before we get killed here, let's get out of here. And what I just did. Anyway, so that was coming out of Indiana. Let's go to meteorologist Andy Hill. I'm not sure. Ooh. 11 alive. Okay, so this is let's go to Memphis. Why not? Memphis is one of the greatest cities, or was, in the world. In there. I don't remember any
throwing it up in the air. And we hope it's just trees, but obviously Bethel Springs and Selmer, pretty populated areas. That's going to be pretty close to Saltillo, Tennessee, between Savannah and Saltillo along the river out there. So just a heads up for you again, in just a little bit, we're going to stop talking about this storm because it's going to exit our coverage area. And we're going to start to shift our focus down to those 2 tornado warnings that are continuing down in northern Mississippi. Batesville, I still want you to keep an eye on the weather for the next little bit. I should be able to clear you from your weather threat hopefully within the next 30 minutes. Now, Danielle, to me, looks like both of these warnings are gone.
Yep.
Me,
kind of in this
They are.
direction.
There's still some rotation in there, but we're not really seeing. I've been looking. We haven't been seeing any possible debris or anything like that. So
good.
That is definitely good. They are still holding strong, and that's just because they haven't gotten any rain today, Trevor. So I think that's the problem there that's happening in North Mississippi.
But definitely some good news there. So the tornado warnings in Mississippi have been canceled. The ones for Panola, Lafayette, both of those right now have been canceled. Now these storms are still strong. They're not just going away. They're going to continue to march to the east. They're going to be in Oxford within the next 30 to 45 minutes, and then continue into northern Mississippi.
Turn, but they're going to
environment is still ripe for tornadoes. So if you are in that area, I still want you to keep an eye on the weather because these storms could amp right back up and try to spin up again. But again, right now, very heavy rain in Batesville. Again, give me another 30 minutes. I can give you the all clear. If you're in Hardeman County, give me another 30 to 40.
Sometimes overnight you get what they call a natural cool front, where when the sun goes down, it normally gets cooler. And, that sometimes plays a part in stopping these things from becoming severe. But, you get later in the year here where it's not as prevalent anymore. It gets, warmer at night, and that's when you can start having issues because it's normally warmer. And the humidity and the dryness too combining is another problem.
45 minutes, I can give you the all clear. This is a nasty storm coming in now that could still try to spin up a little tornado. Again, 30 to 45 minutes there.
I never
Trevor,
say
since
anything.
we kind of don't have any warnings, I want to
They
kind of give
figure
people an
people are
update
too
about what's
stupid to
happening. And
figure
Yeah.
while I'm talking, you guys can put up that video from Covington, because what I'm about to say does impact people of Covington. I'm sure they have no power there.
What happens
So
if we don't like people
if
from
you know
Covington?
someone, you definitely want to relay this message to them. If we have that video from Covington earlier, here we go. There is a shelter for displaced
gonna
families.
last.
This is a picture from their emergency management. I think this is when they were preparing to do search and rescue in the town of Covington. But there is a shelter for displaced families at the Covington Sportsplex.
So that's
That
going
address,
well.
I'll say it slow, is 790 Burt Johnson
We
Road.
already have kind of like
Once
a
again,
split
this
in
is
the room.
a shelter for people in Covington that have been displaced. The emergency management team, they are out trying to do search and rescue. Here's a look at that damage from earlier today. This is courtesy of Covington Police Department. We are also hearing that Crestview Elementary and Crestview Middle Covington were hit hard. So
You can understand
damage, and
when
in the
they say
morning
damage,
we're going to see
right?
even more.
Like-
Some of these farms, people have not gotten out to do any surveys, but you can see power lines snapped. That's why I said I know the people of Covington do not have power right now, and they probably don't have cell service.
Yeah, they're not gonna
So if you know anyone in that area, you definitely want to give them a call.
That's a given.
You definitely want to try to relay this message to them in the morning or wherever you need to do
Use power on
to
here,
get
even
this
when it's
information
not
to
that
them.
weather.
If that do it, because you don't know where trees are down. A number of tornadoes. I've been on the ground with them, and dark eyed, you don't know where that damage is. You don't want to drive wild and become part of the rescue issue either. You want to make sure that you are actually being helpful as well. So please make sure if you know anyone in Covington to relay that message to them as best as possible. Probably very hard to contact them. We also had numerous reports in Arkansas earlier. When high school was hit, luckily these schools released early. However, we also got confirmation, unfortunately, that 2 people also lost their lives, and that's not what you want to hear.
Nope.
We do this all the time to, promote safety. It's definitely one of the main reasons why I got into being a meteorologist, is to make sure that we can keep our viewers as safe as possible. So unfortunately, that's not what you want to report.
What you say. People are
but
just not, some
2 people
people
did lose their lives in Wynn, Arkansas tonight, and I'm
just a
sure that
tornado.
the damage there is devastating. I know
Not
that
gonna
they were
affect
also
me.
trying to do some rescue efforts there. So we don't know if there's people trapped or whatever they're working on. But
Well,
it's
let's just hope they're
11:32 at
not.
night.
I mean-
Hopefully they have a good.
All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, thankfully, because I can do that. There's nobody's watching anyways. I'm basically talking to myself. I work nights, so everybody in the house is sleeping right now, and I'm kind of doing my own thing down here. My youngest daughter still may be up, but we're kind of we do our own thing at night. Okay, so I'll be back in a couple seconds and leave you with some night driving music. Ooh. Okay, so we are back.
Handle on that situation in Wynn, Arkansas, and there's other areas we don't have video or any photos from that we are keeping our eye on. Said, unfortunately in North Mississippi, this situation where you all didn't get any rainfall continue to have these storms strong. So make sure that you are being very weather aware tonight, especially if you're in North Mississippi. But as we pull up, you can see Shelby County and Tunica guys have been removed from towards us in a tornado watch. And this look at our pool need to bit better. I know it's confusing there, and I'll also walk up closer. In Shelby County, right, without power. Of exactly how many people are impacted by the lights being out. In Crittenton and Cross County, over 5,000 customers without power, and that's a large areas. Tipton County, 14,000 customers. So you just kind of assume that there's two home at the very least. You Madison County homes, which would be double the amount of without.
Shut up, Cat.
County, DeSoto, Tunica County, only around 600 customers. Lafayette County, I wouldn't let my guard down tonight. We're not quite done with these strong severe thunderstorms. Benton and Tippah and Alcorn, I know a lot of us are kind of feeling a sigh of relief, but so please make sure that you're being mindful of what's happening and what's going on. This is one thing that we'll look at this together. This is what we use for our future cast to let us know exactly what we can expect. Once these, we're going to have a nice day for our Saturday. The winds will be a little bit high, but we have to get through these storms together. And we've been here. Trevor and I have been. Trevor has been.
You got
for quite
much
some time
different
now.
temperatures.
So I know that he's tired. But we're in this with you all, and we're gonna stay. So it looks like at 1 a.m. we could be seeing completely clear, and that's great news because that's exactly when
over here
is
we're
going
getting
to
70s.
expire.
And that's
So I'll pull up the radar one more time so we can get a better look at what's happening in North Mississippi because all those dings, that's what we're hearing. Of what's happening there. Up here. Definitely still some strong storms moving through, especially through Batesville right now, headed through Lafayette. But the good news is we don't have any warning this time. But these storms are still so strong, and you guys haven't had any rainfall yet. So just make sure your phones are charged at this time, especially, seeing those power outage numbers. Some of us haven't had any power outages. So if your phone, is dying right now, or if you're watching us on a tablet, go ahead and charge it ahead of time, just in case these winds really kick.
Sorry.
Today's the day.
Okay. Let's go to Dallas. This is
where we could potentially see the rotation. I'm going to add in our velocity scan so you can see that it is literally just north of downtown.
Or storm
velocities. And what we're looking for here is rotation. So it's a motion towards and away from the radar screen. So
radar
green is moving towards the radar. Red is moving away. And that's where we get this counterclockwise rotation here. It looks like just west of downtown Fort Worth is where we're seeing that circulation here. It's getting better organized over the last few radar scans, and that's why the National Weather Service went ahead and upgraded this to a tornado warning. So if you live anywhere here in Fort Worth, the greater Fort Worth area, and points east. We certainly want you in your tornado-safe shelter. That means the lowest floor available, away from exterior walls or windows. Downtown Fort Worth, those office buildings
Probably doing
with
more
the
of that
glass
this summer.
sides, you certainly want to be away from that. Maybe in an interior stairwell down to a lower level, if at all possible here. Again, it's not a confirmed tornado, but it's a rotation. Now, the National Weather Service and we have the advantage. We can look at several different radar sites to look at rotation in this storm.
Oh, yeah,
obviously,
I can
the
too.
main radar is down in Benbrook. I should say down in Benbrook in that direction there. But we've also got terminal Doppler radars at Dallas Love Field and at DFW Airport. And we've got a network.
I've been told before by people that I used to know that were storm chasers down there that a lot of times what people do is they just associate tornadic activity with thunderstorms, heavy winds, heavy rain. But a lot of times in tornadoes, it could be the driest day of all, no rain whatsoever. And then all of a sudden you see this shelf cloud come over, and now you know you need to go to a bunker because that's not good. So it doesn't always necessarily have to have a lot of rain or moisture around it. And a lot of times radar won't pick that stuff up.
Work of smaller radars, our constant radar network, that all can give us different views of the storm itself, some better than others as the storm makes its way closer to these various radar sites. But again, there's our couplet. It looks to me right here where you're seeing red and green together, just west of downtown Fort Worth, would be the primary location perhaps of a developing tornado. So that is very close. The downtown Fort Worth area. Again, it is not confirmed. If you're just joining us right now, this is rotation shown by Doppler radar. It is a sign that this storm may be trying to spin up a tornado as it's moving east at roughly 30 miles an hour. And we continue to be dialed into our National Weather Service chat session. In all likelihood, if you in Fort Worth, anywhere outside of Fort Worth, you've been hearing those outdoor warning sirens going off. Now, initially, they were sounded for large hail. You're likely going to hear those go off again this time around. It's going to be for the potential of a developing tornado here. If we can, Allie, let's go in for an even closer look here. Really zoom in tight, if you can, to Fort Worth, and we'll show you that we've got a couple of areas, but the one to me that looks most interesting is right here. Yep. It is just to the northwest of downtown Fort Worth. That's where we're seeing that red and green couplet there, our counterclockwise circulation. This could be indicating a developing tornado just to the west and northwest of downtown Fort Worth. This looks eerily similar to March of 2000 when we had a tornado in Fort Worth. Let's hope that doesn't repeat itself here, but this is about the same location that we saw that tornado develop over 20 years ago, and the warning was issued. But again, if you are in Fort Worth, anywhere outside of Fort Worth here, especially heading eastbound, you want to make sure that you're tornado safe shelter. The idea is you want to put as many walls between you and the danger lurking outside.
The best thing you can do is just get in your car and drive
that can accompany a storm like this can turn anything that's outside, loose objects, into flying projectiles here. And this is our very latest update. Did you switch that, Allie, or is this the same radar?
No, we switched the radar, but I want you to know that we have a spotter in that area reporting a rotating wall cloud, an actual lowering with a rotating funnel at this point. And this is just coming into the National Weather Service chat. So we're talking Southeast River Oaks area. Specifically, this rotation is moving east of River Oaks Boulevard currently.
All right, so let's go back. I'm going to go back to some maps here. Let's refresh this. So we are out of the woods here in So we're kind of out of the woods here in this area here. There's still, severe thunderstorm watches here, but for the most part, let's where am I? I am in Louisville, Kentucky, so I need to go it's here maybe. Where the hell am I? Okay, here we go. We're in Fort Wayne right here. Okay, we're getting closer and closer here. Shut up, cat. That's my cat. All right, anyway, so that's that. We'll go back here, I guess, and listen to this. Actually, hold on a second. I wanted to let's stop sharing that. Let's just get out of here. Okay, so this is the it's not going to give me the actual this is basically the Gulf of Mexico geocolor image of the water vapor here. So no, this is sorry. I forget what this is, but I can pull this up here. Very good. Nope, I want that. Okay. So this is the boundary right here, and it keeps moving, but you get a boundary of about 50 or 60 miles wide, sometimes maybe 100 in here, and they're just going to keep moving, lifting northeast kind of, but sliding down depending on this circulation here. So I would guess that by tomorrow you're going to start seeing these storms. Probably not tomorrow, but today, later today, start to get more intense in here, maybe into Georgia and South Carolina again. It's early spring, kind of. So it's oh, I didn't want that. Sorry. Let's go here. And there's our water vapor. Here. So this is steering currents kind of out here. You get a twist here, but that's because of this really, really dry air here. So you can see that boundary here again, just moving northeast here. Yeah, all clear back east, west here. So now let me. Okay, I'm going to go here. I found it again. Let's go to I did it again. I don't think I'm going to get anything there. Let's do mid. Oh, there you go. You're seeing it kind of here. This is the southeast. This is mid now. We're down a little bit more mid-level. And right in here, you can see a little bit of dry air there. Right in there. But this is the boundary right here between here and there. There's a deep embedded storm right there. Whoops.
Not only for the city of Fort Worth, but also a
Well, this
bit
is
of
Thursday.
central county. Let's back out momentarily. I want to show folks at home the expanse of this tornado warning again. So all areas outlined in red here. So you're close enough to the warning in Saginaw to consider yourself in it. This includes North Richland Hills, all of the mid cities, Forest Hill, Arlington, South Arlington, all in that polygon, so all in that potential danger zone for the tornado warning here. Again, the storm has slowed down a bit. It's moving now east at roughly 30 miles an hour. So the forward speed has slowed. Not seeing the.
That was tough. I remember that. All right, so everybody's pretty much off air now. So I guess we can go to this now. All right, let's get out of here. And what I want to do is go back here, put this on. And I'm going to transition into, whoops. Okay, so I'm going to transition a little into a case I've been covering for about 4 years now. Probably 5. I don't know. I have no idea. It's definitely been a long time. I can't ever remember what happened last week, let alone 4 years ago. But, it's called the Delphi murder case. And this is the disclaimer that we're going to talk about some pretty disturbing stuff here. So I just wanted to bring that up. Okay, so we've had some breakthroughs in the last couple of weeks with give me a second here. They should have understood the best, but I guess not. They did what they needed to do. Maybe that's why I have my walls up to the sky and I cut people off so prematurely now. 'Cause I don't wanna go down those roads anymore. Okay, so this guy here was in court. I believe it was Thursday, and his name is Keegan Klein. Give a little bit of a brief description of what happened back in 2017, February 13th. 2 girls, Abby and Libby, went out walking on a trail system, and the next day they were found unalived. It's been a little over 6 years now, and last year in October, they finally arrested somebody, and it was this guy. And most of the people, all of the people, including myself, I couldn't believe it. Like, who the hell is this? This crime occurred in a very, very small town in Indiana, Delphi, Indiana. And there's about 3,000 people there. And the family, I know the family was kind of adamant about the suspect being a local guy because let me just give you some more images here. So they went out walking on a trail system. I'm going on. Trail system. So Whoops. So this is the bridge they went out walking on. And they basically went to the trail to have a good time. That's my take. And they were found down in here somewhere. So the consensus was for a lot of people, especially the family, that this guy had to be a local guy because, I mean, you just don't walk out here one day from not knowing anything about this area and then just walk across this, know where this trail system is here. So, and this is the image they came out with here of Libby taking an image of this guy and a video of him walking towards them. So for 6 years, people have been trying to figure out who this is. And long story short, I've heard of everybody imaginable, from the sister to Mickey Mouse to, oh my God, it's just been a never-ending story of who is this person. So they arrested Richard Allen in October. And according to what I read from law enforcement, they don't want this guy. It's not him. Sorry, my computer's really slow. It's Richard Allen, and he was arrested. These are his two lawyers here. He was arrested back in October. And basically what I read is they did a major search of a river called the Wabash River Search back in September. And they were out there for 5 weeks because the guy I showed you earlier, Keegan Klein, apparently told them that there was something to be found in that river. So they were out there for 5 weeks, and they didn't just search the river. They searched on land. They cleared trees. I mean, they were out. They did a thorough. I don't know what they were looking for. I just don't. I don't think they found anything. But some people do. Some people think they found a phone. But this is the guy they arrested after that. And from what I've read, they basically went over when they got done with the search, the Indiana State Police got a little bit upset about what was going on with the case. And the Carroll County Sheriff's Office has been in charge of this case the entire time because it happened in their county. So they had the FBI, Carroll County, U.S. Marshals, Indiana State Police. Everybody was helping out in this case. Not throughout the entire case, but Carroll County was the lead office involved in taking care of the situation. So in my opinion, what happened is Indiana State Police, after this taxpayer dump river search, and they didn't find anything that they were looking for, they said, look, we're going to send a team of investigators down to your office, and we're going to start from day one, tip one, and then start working through the tips, the old tips, and we're going to see if we missed something. Whoops.
face it, I work and I work harder in my bedroom, but it's like a sauna, hotter than a motherfucking trip to Ghana, fucking on a bitch, yeah, somebody's daughter, yeah, flip it, which is pretty like Britney.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to pull something up here.
Yeah, I swam different when I'm whipping. When I whip it, I rip it. Then I'm dipping, no switching. Nah, stay consistent, I cook it. Then many mix it. I wanna give you what you want. What you want could be anything. I wanna give you what you want. What you want could be anything.
So this is basically the entirety. And I do think this case was starting to go cold after that. I really do. So I am going to present this because I think it's fair. This is my reason why I got in the case, because went off, and that's just insane that things like this can happen. But it's been, there's other cases I'm covering too that are just as awful, but this is just, I mean, these two kids, I have kids of my own, so, but I just want, that's Libby and that's Abby. So that's why I've been so intent upon finding out anything I can about who did this. And so, anyways.
For some things that they've done to me, thought that would solve my problems and bring peace to me. But
and this is from SRTV ABC.
Person, but understand people have done me wrong, left me for dead. They should have understood the best, but I guess not. They did what they needed to do. Maybe that's why I have my walls up.
Okay, let me I apologize, my computer's just really slow. It's horrible. I'm apologizing to nobody. All right, let's play this. Probably get struck, but I don't really give a shit because I don't think anybody's watching. We're in limbo. Limbotics. It's just not gonna play. It's not. This is technically not the first, but this was the first sketch that was released, I believe. Could be wrong. But this was the first sketch that was released. And then probably down here, as I scroll down, you're going to see this sketch that was released in 2019. And here he is. So 2 years, everybody's been looking for that guy. And now everybody's got to be looking for this guy, which, the sketches are not, normally something to go by in an investigation if you're looking for that person. But I mean, in this case, they probably would have been just better off not coming out with a sketch at all, because I think it just made, you know, and to be honest with you, from the image I showed you, the guy they arrested, he looks more like the first sketch. So I don't know. I don't try to get involved in sketches a lot because eyewitness testimony is pretty bad. I mean, it's you really have to be looking at somebody to 3 days later to figure out, what did you see? I don't know. I might have saw somebody. He might have had a red nose. I don't know. He might have had a stocking over his head. I don't know. I saw so many people that day. So eyewitness testimony is not something that. But you got to go somewhere, and obviously younger people probably have more of a retaining knowledge longer than older people. So, but I think that this guy here, this sketch here, was. I don't know why they put this out. At one point, the main spokesman for the case, Doug Carter, basically said, if you put the two together, and it just you can't make this stuff up. It's just not. I've never heard anybody say that before in an investigation. If you put two sketches together that look nothing other, they're going to look like the person who did it. I mean, God, it's just nice. It's insane. Anyways, so that was the sketch that was released in 2013, and I bet you everybody there was pretty much almost on the floor. Like, what? Especially the family. They did have the vehicle right. They were looking for a vehicle that was parked at the welfare building, and I think they probably had that correct. Okay, this does mean nothing here, but I just wanted to give you a kind of an overall case, but nobody's watching anyway, so it doesn't matter. Trying to find something. So this guy basically places himself on the trail that day. He went to somebody at some point after the crime and basically was there wearing the same exact clothes and saw the same exact people that saw him and put himself on the bridge. So And I really believe that they were looking for that exact weapon that he pulled when he was walking towards the girls. So it says right here, investigators said in the probable cause affidavit that they believe Allen is the man seen in the video. I mean, it's obvious. So this is from ABC News. And you can read along with me if you want. So they believe that this is him. And if you look at this image right here that they captured, this is the best image you're going to get from him. This is him. It's nose, eyes, everything. This is the guy. And I could tell right away that it wasn't anybody over 5'10", that's for sure, because this guy's really short. I've been saying that for 4 years. This guy's no taller than 5'8", 5'9", period. End of story. So he told police that he wore the jeans, the blue jacket, and his own wife confirmed that he had that blue jacket or a jacket similar to that. And I do have to say that people are, get out of here, innocent until proven guilty. But I believe that this is what prosecutors think. Okay, so that's that. And they also found a unspent bullet by the girls 2 feet, within 2 feet of one of the victims. And they believe that unspent bullet was cycled through that Sig Sauer Model P226. And if that holds up in court, this case is over. I mean, it's because he also said that he never let his gun out of his sight. So, I mean, I don't know how he can get through that, but it's possible. You know, I did watch the OJ case, so anything is possible. So basically what law enforcement came out and said is they were getting frustrated with the case. And I think a lot of it, the frustration in the case came not only from the Wabash River search, but it also came from the fake Tony Klein arrest that happened in that time period. I mean, I've been following all of these creators forever, and that had to be pretty embarrassing for law enforcement. I mean, they were literally calling news medias to find out when they were going to have a news conference about this arrest. They had Doug Carter in helicopters flying to Delphi. My God, it was just so. And I bought into it too. I was, somebody came and found me in another creator. I was listening to another case at the time, and they said it's going to be an arrest in Delphi. And I'm like, oh, okay. As soon as I heard about the helicopter, I said, oh my God, this can't be happening again. The helicopter, all the cops driving to Delphi. Like, why were they driving to Delphi? The person that they thought they were going to be arresting was that guy I showed you before, Keith Klein, his dad. And it was perfect for Delphi. The way the investigation went and all of this stuff. And it was just, once I heard about the helicopters, I'm like, and Doug Carter is the only person in the world that has a helicopter fueled up and waiting for him every time. You can't make this stuff up. It's like the only person in the state that has a helicopter waiting for him at any time is the governor. That's it. Everybody else can go fly a kite. You want to go somewhere, take your freaking car. But anyways, so they they're supposedly going to be arresting this guy. This guy right here. In this image right here. So that's Keegan Klein. And it's his dad, Tony Klein. So who is Tony Klein? Can't make this up. Tony Klein is BG. Okay, sure. Yep. Nope, he's not. So anyways, the whole debacle was apparently they had arrested this guy. And everybody bought it. Everybody was, some people were like, no, I'm trying to get some confirmation. We have sources that are saying, well, to make the long story short, this guy here was out buying dog food at the time. And there was no arrest. It was faked. I don't know who faked it, but whoever it is should be arrested immediately and thrown into jail. He's not fit for society. But this guy here was not arrested. Okay. And in fact, this guy here, Keegan Klein, just went to court to plead guilty on CSAM charges, 25 charges. And this guy here, who he was living with, was going to testify against this guy. So basically what I wanted to talk about was everybody is saying that this guy is connected with these cases because apparently he talked to Liberty German. Some people say he was the last person to talk to her. I don't think any of that has anything to do with the case. I just don't. Eventually I'm going to come up with a top 5 list of why I don't think he's involved. But what was I talking about? So anyways, after that and after the Wabash River search, I think the Indianapolis State Police just basically took this case over and said, look, I mean, that was embarrassing. It was very embarrassing. People were calling the family, Becky, do you know of an arrest? And I guarantee you Becky got pissed and probably said something to somebody, and somebody said something to somebody, and I believe it went all the way up to the governor. And because ISP came out right after that and said, no arrest is imminent. So that put a squash to it. And 3 weeks later, there was an arrest of Keegan Klein. I'm sorry. Richard Allen. Right here. And there's an eerie picture here that somebody found, which is pretty disturbing. If you look at this picture here of him there, right behind him is the sketch of the guy that they were looking for. You're going to prison for a long time, pal. Anyways, this guy here is innocent until proven guilty, but I think he's pretty guilty. And apparently in Indiana, all they have to do is prove the abduction, and he's good as toast. So, and I think they have enough evidence for that. But I've been wrong before, so I don't want to say anything. But I think this guy acted alone. I don't think he had any help doing it. There's no evidence of him having any digital fingerprint. It doesn't look like he does. And if you listen to the voice of this guy here and the voice, let me play something for you. It's a dead ringer as far as I'm concerned. Give me 2 seconds. I want to play something for you. My computer's really slow. I apologize. So I'm going to play a couple things here, which everybody's probably heard before, but I'm still working on the Mindy West case too. I'll be putting out a little bit more information here soon. I just wonder if anyway, I'm not going to go over it now, but I have okay. So what I'm going to do right now is play you eerie audio that was captured that day that the girls went. Can anybody hear that? So that's what he sounds like. So the guys, okay. And I don't think I'll be able to find the voice of this Richard Allen guy that somebody recorded. But it's a distinctive voice, and it's definitely local. It definitely has the Indiana accent. But what I couldn't do is I couldn't figure out what was going on with his voice, because I knew that I had a feeling there was something different about his voice that separates him from basically everybody. And I guarantee you that's the case. It's almost like he has a speech impediment of some sort, or I mean, if you listen to that again, guys, it's not like you're going to hear that type of person speaking every day. All right, so let's go back here. Whoops. And I'm going to play this here. And I think this is so this is the video that Liberty German took. Why is that not working? This is I believe what they said is a 43-second video. So he's walking towards them on this bridge. And you can tell this guy isn't 6 feet tall. I mean, they've had people out there saying he's 6 feet. This guy is not 6 feet. And I'm going to show you why. Okay, I'm going to show you why this guy isn't 6 feet tall. Okay, but this is him walking towards the girl. So he's about 60 feet away from them, because they've obviously tried to enhance this to get the best image. And there he is. He's got a weapon in his pocket right there, and he's about to pull it out of that pocket. And as he walks towards the girl, they have a really good look at what this weapon is. And they've been looking for that weapon for 6 years. They have it. All right, so that's enough of that. So I do want to pull this up here, because this is, in my opinion, this is and I know what people are going to say, because people just can't get enough of themselves. Perfect. Why do I keep doing that? Oh, we need some music, don't we? All right. I'm almost done. Okay, so this image here, this is Libby. This is the second image that was taken that we know of. There might be more, but actually, this is a better image here. So if you follow my cursor here, here's Bridge Guy. Okay. Here's Abby. Right here. Okay. They're basically the same distance apart here. Maybe she's a little bit closer than this. Okay. But, and I looked, Abby is 5'4". Okay. 5'4", probably right up to her forehead. She also has a bun here. So on the bridge here, she's probably 5'6" with the bun. Okay. This guy here isn't 6 inches taller than she is on this bridge. I don't care what anybody says. You look at this tree here, okay? This guy isn't going any higher than that height of that tree than she is. So he's fairly short for a guy. He's no more than 5'6", 5'8", and if you're going to tell me he's 6 feet, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's just not. At that point, you believe in pixies. You just don't. It's not. Now, am I 100%? I don't know. Maybe he just looks small there, but he just, I mean, you look at his legs. He's got baggy pants. I mean, it's hard for him to find clothes in the men's section. That's how bad this is. I mean, I'm 5'10", maybe at the top. So I'm short, so this guy here, it looks like, okay, at the bun, and it's at least, and I know what people are going to say. There's people back here. No, there ain't people back there. We've looked at that. Okay. But this is where Bridge Guy came from here, because this is her walking across the bridge, and this was what this event was all about. This was her first time on the bridge, walking across the bridge, and Libby's over here somewhere taking this image, this image, I'm sorry. And they were happy about this. This was supposed to be a happy time because nobody wants to walk across this bridge. So that's how I can tell this guy isn't 6 feet tall. He's definitely not 6'2". He looks like a monster out there. He's at best, he's probably 5. He's probably shorter than that without his shoes on. Like he's probably got boots on here. So it's, 2-inch rise probably on his boots, work boots. So that's my guess. So anyways, that's what I wanted to go over in this case. But I'll be coming up with the top 5 reasons why I don't think Keegan Klein's involved. Now, Keegan Klein is technically involved if you go side by side with the cases. You have the CSAM case with Keegan Klein, and then you have the unaliving case of Abby and Libby. Keegan Klein apparently was talking to Libby at the time, but this guy here, Rick Allen, does not know Keegan Klein. So that's what everybody wants to know in this case, is the why. It happens in every one of these cases, criminal cases, criminal murder cases. People want to know why. Why would somebody do this? And I'll be the first person to tell you that you're never going to probably figure that out, because very few people are like that. Very few people are going to go out and unalive people every day. So, the why may never be known. I mean, especially if this guy's a prick and he wants to, plead not guilty. for 4 years. So we may never know. Anyways. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Actually, what I want to do first is this is me. Let's see here. I haven't even checked my what I'm going to do is get one more image for you of the radar. I don't want to go down those roads anymore. Yeah. People only do what they gotta do. Doesn't matter if it's morally correct or not. So we got doesn't matter if it's at your expense or not. But please remember that whole body's perfect. Get rid of my face here again. I'm pulling up the latest radar image of the storms here. So they're pretty still. I mean, this is a pretty good thunderhead system here. This is and they're moving. I mean, these things they mean business here. Look at all those lightning strikes in there. Look at them all. I love lightning. Trying to see if there's a turn in that right there. Right there. Why can't I? This is gonna take forever. Sorry. My computer, my Lenovo's, the bottom of the computer got wet, so I love my computer. All right, so here's the so what I'm looking for is right in here. That thunderhead right there had kind of a turn to it, or a bend right there. So you get your prevailing winds that come out, and then the thunderhead. So you have. I can't see it. But anyways, east of this now, Chattanooga, Knoxville, all of these areas here, Atlanta, you're going to be getting into this later this morning. And they can pop up at any time, but more likely daybreak once the weather starts getting warmer, daytime warming, and we're going to be seeing sleep. And that's it. If anybody's watching, which nobody is, like and subscribe. I know I do. And I'll be back on probably again Friday night. I might go over the Mindy West case again on Friday night. Mindy West, she was unalived back in 1998, and I've been looking into that case with her because I actually knew her. But she may be involved in a bigger SK type thing, because a year before she was unalived, she was a known sex worker. But a year before she went unalived, there was another woman, Rosalie Miller, who was found, I don't know, just the next town over, kind of the same fashion, same. And I've been looking into that case too, because it's very similar. Not sure if see right there, right in here, this couple of frames here, you can see that. Oh, I can pause it here. Okay, good. So right, I can't get it. That's what happens when you turn 55. The dexterity is gone. So right there. One. In there. See that bend there? Anyways, so I've been looking into that, and what is the guy's name again? People only do what they gotta do. Doesn't matter if it's morally correct or not. Doesn't matter if it's sad, you're expensive. I sent this to my buddy Steve, and he said that this is the most bizarre spelling of a name ever. See, I work nights, so it's 1:53 in the morning, but I'm literally wide awake. I got to be doing my crossword puzzles here soon. So. Everybody else is very, very sleepy. So this guy here, this guy was arrested and he's serving a life sentence here for another unaliving that was done down in Massachusetts, and the investigators here in New Hampshire actually went down to talk to investigators down there. I think it was in 2008 they went down there, so a long time ago. But they wanted to get some answers about this guy here, because this guy's he's been charged with one, but they may think he's been in charge with more, and he is considered to be consistent with the court hearings and stuff like that. But he was dubbed, I think, the Tall Woodsman Killer or something like that. But well, same tomorrow. So, and I've been looking into that. She went missing right around the same time this guy was supposedly operating. So I've been looking into that. I mean, maybe Mara Murray got picked up. Maybe she wanted to get out of there after the accident, and she thumbed. You know, thumbing was fairly popular back then, so maybe she was picked up. So I'll be looking into that. Anyways, I'm getting out of here. Thank you, everybody or nobody, for watching. Thanks. Bye.